Hey, I'm out on the land today, really just looking around, but I want to take a minute to look at food plots today. Hey, I'm out on the land today and I'm just kind of looking around, looking at food plots and seeing how they did during the late winter. And right now I'm standing in one of 3 food plots that we have on the land. This is called Samantha's plot. My youngest daughter Samantha put this food plot in as a 4-H project. I cleared the bushes and the saplings out with a chainsaw, disc it with a little 4-wheeler disc, limed it, fertilized it, and seeded it, and I've maintained it since. But I seeded this food plot, all of our food plots, with the same mix: purple top turnips, winter wheat, and crimson clover. And the food plot, this is our whole property is bottomland, and it does not drain well. And this food plot stays especially wet. You can see behind me all the standing water, and it did feed the deer through the winter. They used it, and in fact, we'll look at this exclusion cage I have here. You can see the winter wheat is taller than it is outside the cage, and there's some tops that are nipped off on the winter wheat still. There's a few turnips. These yellow flowers, these are turnips. Purple top turnips are flowering. You can see that. But it drowned out the crimson clover and most of the turnips, really. Winter wheat did pretty good, but when it started getting wet, late winter, it really drowned everything out. There's a little bit of crimson clover hanging on. Winter wheat hanging on. Mostly it's weeds right now. And I'll probably late summer hit it with some glyphosate, kill the weeds, and then I'll be ready to plant it whenever weather permits this fall. But I just wanted to look at food plots today, and this is the first one, and it's extremely wet. And this one I think did the worst out of all 3 of them, but it did what we wanted it to do, and it attracted deer, and it fed the deer a little bit during the winter. Yeah, I'm just about 300 yards from where we were earlier at Samantha's food plot. This is what we call the buddy food plot. You've heard me talk about it before. There's a 2-man buddy stand on the edge of this plot, and when we bought the property, we just came in here. It was not too bad overgrown, so we came in here and just opened a lane up with a chainsaw and threw the buddy stand up. And a couple years ago, I opened it up and made a food plot out of it. This food plot did a little bit better than Samantha's food plot. It's not quite as wet. It is wet, but we still have some crimson clover. Turnips did good. Winter wheat did good. We have a trail camera in this food plot also, and a ton of deer use this food plot. In fact, this is the food plot where I killed my doe during the doe hunt. But I've had a lot of good hunts out of this food plot, and same with this food plot. I may elect to plant a summer blend in here, but probably not. I'll plant it again in the fall. And this food plot is a little over an 1/8 acre. Samantha's food plot's a little under an 1/8. This is a little over. So this is the newest food plot, just a couple years old. But you can see, I don't know if you can see the buddy stand in that oak tree behind me. Man, it's a great spot. Deer seem to like hanging out here, so this just kind of gives them another reason to be here. And I just love sitting in this stand and watching the sunrise or set. It's a really great spot to hunt. I love this. May be my favorite spot. Well, the sun's starting to come out, and it's turning to be a pretty evening. Hey, I'm standing right now in what I call the north food plot. It's the northmost food plot on the property. It's our biggest food plot. It's a little over half of an acre. And this was just a very small opening, probably a tenth of an acre or less. And the first year we had it, I hired a guy with a mulcher to come in here and open it up a little bit. And this food plot did great this year. I tried the same mix I did on the other food plots, the crimson clover, the winter wheat, and the turnips. And this food plot did great. Deer have been using it, but it's not overbrowsed. There's tons of clover in here. This clover is going to reseed. I'll be able to seed it next fall at half the rate, and I bet it looks this good next year. Man, I'll keep you posted on this food plot, let you know how it goes. I'm really impressed with that blend that I tried on this food plot in particular. It is doing great. Deer in here using it. I've got a trail camera on this food plot also, and it shows deer in here browsing. Well, you can tell by the exclusion cage that this food plot's been utilized. You can see the level. Clover's about up to here in the cage. It's down here out of the cage. The deer have used this food plot. I'm out on the land just checking food plots, and I want to take a minute to review a project that I did last winter. I treated this elm tree with Tordon using the hack and squirt in January, and you can see it's leafing out. These leaves are green, it's not dead. And I want to share with you where I think I made my mistake. Now, I used Tordon, and on the label it lists elm as a species that it will kill. I don't think I went wrong there. I checked my spray bottle. One trigger pool is 1 milliliter. Now I think I'm okay there. Now it says for every 3 inches of diameter should be 1 milliliter of herbicide into the cambium layer. I got a good hatchet mark. I got at least 2 inches apart, so I think I used enough herbicide to kill this tree. Where I think I made my mistake was the timing. I think in January, in my part of the country, I think the upflow of sap is sufficient enough to wash enough of the herbicide out of the cut to keep from getting an effective kill. What I did right was I didn't treat a big area. I just treated a few trees just to see how it was going to work, and now I know I need to make an adjustment. Now I like to do the TSI work during January because you don't have to look for snakes or wasps. It's cooler, and there's really not a whole lot of other activities you can do in January. But I may not be able to do the hack and squirt on my property that time of year. Now I'm going to try another test in July and see if maybe I can use the hack and squirt in late summer. I'll let you know how that turns out. I'm in a bedding area that I worked on last winter. The same day that I treated those trees in the food plot with hack and squirt in early January, mosquitoes are out. I came in here and mostly sweet gums. I cut the sweet gums off near the ground, treated the stumps with Tordon, the same herbicide I used on hack and squirt, and I got almost a 100% kill rate in here. It's really, man, it turned out great. I want to do more of this. This for the amount of work that I put, I'm getting a whole lot more reward here than anywhere else, I guess. There's all kind of weeds growing in here. It's thick, the trees are dead. That's letting more light to the ground. Man, the vegetation's coming up. I've got blackberry, I see muscadine vines, I see honeysuckle. Man, I see all kinds of green that's coming up from the ground. Now, my plans are to move a fire through here next spring. This is a portion of the property that I want to burn next spring. If I can come in here next winter and open it up even more, run a fire through here, man, this place is going to blow up. I think this really turned out great. It beat my expectations. If you want to increase the browse on your property and you mostly wooded, open it up. Man, it does so well.